Hello everyone, welcome to FC Mokos Venture and this mutual like, comment, subscribe. Guys, welcome back. So guys, I had recorded an episode talking about the exact same people that I'm going to be talking about today, but there has been developments, and those developments, they threw me out, or they threw me off rather. So I felt like, you know what, it's really unprofessional for me to really talk about something that already I know that, or to upload rather something that I know that there's been developments, especially if I pre-recorded the video. Some of the videos are pre-recorded, some of the videos I'll record them like a day or so. Still pre-recorded, but I mean I would probably record on a Saturday, recording for Monday and Wednesday, because I mean we don't have so much updates happening in between. So I had prepared a video from Saturday preparing for Monday and then another one for Wednesday. However, things change and I'm like, nah, it's not really professional. It doesn't look good for me to really upload something that already there's been updates on. So I wanted to talk about us going for offensive players, us looking at wingers, because in the current team, you can say that we are lacking wingers who can score goals. Now and again, you find a winger who's chipping in a goal or two. But you look at other teams, for example, you find that a winger in a season, they'll have 10 goals contribution, for example. But in our team, when last did you have a winger who's scoring? I thought last season, like your Modi would score 10 goals or creates 5 and then creates 5 or assist 5 rather, but it wasn't to be. His form was dipped in the second half, and so many contributions that affected him. I mean, changes of coaches, changes and drop of form also on his side, drop of form on his side, and drop of form from the entire team. So I thought that it's going to be that type of a winger, but still his contribution was best last season versus all other wingers last season. And the fact that he played more games versus other wingers last season. So he had a good season. This season so far, he hasn't really done well. He hasn't really kicked off the season. Because when we look at our wingers, the first player that we mentioned, Serin, then on the right, it could be any other player. And it looks like for now, a guy like Yoduba is the one who's taking care on that right-hand side, or taking care even of the left when Serino is playing on the other opposite end. But what I'm saying is that we are lacking wingers who will create chances like game in, game out, wingers who will make the team tick, wingers who will win us games. I mean, remember the days of old, Uskara Ngobese will win us games. Like, he will win us games, like whether it's a final or what, he's going to be winning us that game. Remember your Jabupule Shavul. There's one game that I remember, Shavul, that I will never forget, where he scored 2 goals against Jomo Cosmos in that, it was Coca-Cola Cup. I won't forget that game. He scored a brace in that game, and then we won 5-0 in that game. So when last week you have type of wingers who are scoring, and you find sometimes that a striker will score a goal, or not even score, but you'll have a winger who will chip in a goal on winners' game, like conservatively, wingers who are nuisance, wingers who are making the oppositions to get red cards, wingers who are making the position like to be on their toes. When last we should have such wingers? It's been like ages. However, I've identified 1, if not 2 wingers who can do the same job, who can win us games even from the bench, because sometimes we need those wingers who come from the bench and win us games. We need wingers who will come in, like who start the game and say that, you know what, as for you who's on the bench, you're not going to play today because I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be pushing a man of the match performance. We need players who are like that, because sometimes you need your bench players, people who will come in and then add value. Sometimes you need starters. So these are the guys that I'm going to be talking about today. People who will be starters, not just bench warmers, but people who will be starters, people who start the games and finish the games. And if they're not doing well, and who then go to the bench. But in these guys, I don't think that there's any player in the current team that can sit them down, that can sit them on the bench. However, let's see how the next coming window is gonna go. How is it gonna go? For me, I would say the current player that I would think that who can win us games, a current player that I think is ready to play for a big team as Kaizer Chiefs, number one is Austin Apollos. Austin Apollos has been displaying from last season, displaying like game in, game out. Sometimes, yes, he will be like out of the game or sometimes a drop form and whatnot. But when you look at his performances last season and you look at his performances this season, especially on the international level, I mean, international level, talking about above club level, he's been doing very, very, very well. He's winning many of the matches, game in, game out. Like he's winning many of the matches, game in, game out. He's making the team tick. If he's not scoring, he's assisting. Like he's the set piece specialist as well. We need set piece specialist. If your Serino is not around, we need him to take on those set pieces. We need a player who's chipping a goal or two in like a game, or in 2 games or in 3 games. He's gonna be chipping a goal or he's gonna be providing an assist. If you can't score, then you assist. We need those type of players. We need those type of players who chip in a goal or assist a goal. And also in Apollos, I would say that break the bank. Kaizer family, please break the bank to get Austin Apollos, because he nearly went to Esperance. He nearly went to Sundowns. But he's like, nah, not going to Sundowns. And recently came out saying that, you know what, okay, it's not good for me. It's no use for me to cry over spilled milk and talk about the deal that never happened. And that deal, we know that he's talking about Kaizer Chiefs. We know that Kaizer Chiefs wanted him and it was 5-2 to go to Kaizer Chiefs. So for the chairman of Polokwane not to like be willing to barge in and have negotiations with Kaizer Chiefs, I don't know why it did not materialize. However, we can still go to Polokwane this time around. I mean, this guy is in top of the list. He's like one of the top players that our coach wants, that he wanted and mentioned even before coming. And this season is like, hey, I'm still serious. I want this boy. And you see he's delivering on the international level. So therefore, the management needs to go all out to get Austin Apollos. For me, I've been saying this and I'm still saying this. He reminds me of Jabu Pule. Like, guys, my all-time favorite player at Kaizer Chiefs, it's Jabu Pule. He's my all-time favorite player. Some would say, but he's not a legend. That's not for me to debate that he's not a legend or what. For me, he's my all-time favorite player. You have your own favorite players, but for me, Jabu Pule, Shavul, Monatwing, for me, he's my all-time favorite player. Yo, Skara, they came and then they did their things. Your Skabi Malatsa did try. Your Junakanya did try. But no one, for me, comes close to Jabu Pule. I miss that player on the field of play. If not, now we have an opportunity to sign a player who's like him. And that is also Apollos for me. Some will say might be a different player, but in how he controls the ball, in how he turns on those tight spaces, and how he plays between the channels, in how he's moving and sometimes taking on players, it reminds me of Jabu Pule. So for me, on top of the list, if there's a player that I want us to buy, first player that we should buy before we buy other players, Austin Apollos. Then moving on to this guy, I thought that finally we're getting this guy, Mukwana. Mukwana, his team failed to pay him. And there were rumors that, you know what, hey, this guy, he's coming back to South Africa. Will Kaizer Chiefs pounce on him? Will Kaizer Chiefs sign him? I was like, definitely Kaizer Chiefs should go for him. He's a free agent. Kaizer Chiefs would not be paying 10 million, for example. Because we had matched what Esperance bought him for. We had matched, but we were told that we were late. Oh, we were told that, you know what, nah, he's not available. And then next thing, he then went to Polokwane. Then went to Esperance. So, Mukwana, he's a Bafana International as well. Let us go for experience. We say that you want experience. Let's go for experience. And Mukwana is that experienced player. Some of you, because you are player FC instead of being team FC or club FC, you then say, but now he's not gonna play, or these guys will not play, or what if that they take an opportunity, or they take the starting 11 for your Vilagaz, for example, because you love Vilagaz more than you love the team. I would like warn you now that probably remove that in your mind, like to say that Vilagazi, 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 that. Vilagazi is one of the best produced player that we have. However, we cannot now say that we don't want players because these players will take the starting 11 from Villegas. He's not ready for the starting 11. He's not going to play 90 minutes. So therefore, we need experienced players. Imagine having Apollos, for example, or having Mukwane for that match, and then Mukwane is not performing, Villegas is coming in. Villegas will be learning from these guys as well. Let's not take away that he's going to be learning from these guys because they are experienced. They've played for Bafana Bafana. Villegas is not playing for Bafana Bafana. Villegas is not a starter for Kaizer Chiefs. And Villegas will not even start at Sundowns at the moment. So if we are to tell the truth, Villegas is not ready to be a starter. So we need players who are experienced if we want to win trophies. Then when we have those players, guys like Villegas will be learning from these guys. Because competition, it births hunger. Like it births hunger. People will then want you to play and give their all, grow as much as they can. And also it's going to take off pressure from them, because you can't be relying on a 20-year-old, for example, or a 18-year-old to say that you know what, these guys are going to win us a league or they're going to win us trophies. We can't, guys. Like, let's be real, we can't do that. And we shouldn't do that. So therefore, we need guys who are experienced, whom these younger guys will learn from and compete with. While they are learning from, then they are growing. Guys, I would want us to go for these two wingers in Jan. But the first one on the list, Apollos. If Mukwana now, because there's been an update that, okay, you know what, Mukwana is no longer gonna leave because the agent came out, they had a deal with Experience to say that you never ever do this again, you repeat this, I'm telling you, we're gonna take our player and we leave. That's the current news. But Jan, we can still go for them. We can still go for Mukwana. We can still get Mukwana if we want Mukwana, because already he's unsettled there. He's unsettled there, and I mean, we can match salaries. Like, we are a good paying team. However, I'm not saying that it's pay ridiculous amounts or lure him with paying him ridiculous amounts. So, guys, what is your thoughts? What do you think? Should you go for Apollos? Should you go for Mukwana? If not these two, then who? Let me know your thoughts. I'm out. FC Mokos Channel. Sunny here. Love you. Cheers.